You invested time, energy, hope, and the door closed. That negative response, that less than expected result, that unexpected exclusion, rejection hurts. It hits deep, makes you question your worth, paralyzes you. Have you felt that sting? That urge to give up before you even try again. What if I told you there's an ancient path, an old philosophy that not only teaches you to endure this pain, but to use rejection as the most powerful fuel in your life? Get ready to transform. What knocks you down into your greatest strength? The first and most vital lesson is discernment. What is under your absolute control and what is not? The pain of rejection often stems from our fixation on things that simply don't belong to us. You control your effort, your preparation, your attitude towards the outcome. You don't control someone else's decision, external circumstances, or the opinion of others. Focusing on what we don't control is like trying to hold water in your hands. It's useless and exhausting. True strength lies in directing your energy only where you have power. Imagine you submitted a complex project for evaluation. You dedicated hours, researched thoroughly, refined every detail. The response comes. It wasn't selected for the next stage. Rejection stings. Where do you focus? On the unfair evaluator, on the fierce competition, or on the quality of your work, your ability to learn from the feedback, if any, and your resilience to try again? The first focus consumes you. The second empowers you. How would you react in that initial moment of impact? Realizing that most of the anguish comes from fighting against the uncontrollable already lifts an immense weight. The consequences for learning are immediate. You start directing your focus towards concrete actions for improvement instead of getting lost in lamentations. This is the first event, the first clarity. Control. Understanding where your power truly lies. Think about it. Where have you been throwing your energy? At what you can't change? At someone else's decision? At an opinion that does nothing for you? At the door that closed and that you don't have the key to reopen? Or have you been investing in what is yours? In your next step, in your next attempt, in your ability to adjust your course? This is the foundation. Without it, everything else crumbles. You need to build your house, your inner fortress, on the solid ground of what you control. Your attitude, your effort, your response, not the shifting ground of others' approval, luck, external circumstances. This is crucial. It's the turning point. When rejection comes, and it will come again, the first question you ask yourself isn't, why me? But rather, what part of this do I control? The answer is always the same. Your reaction, your ability to learn, your decision to move forward, everything else noise outside your circle of power. And the beauty of this, the strength that emanates from this understanding, is that you stop wasting life, time, energy, trying to change the unchangeable. You direct everything to where it makes a difference, yourself. If this is starting to make sense, if you feel that spark of possibility, hold on to this idea. It's just the beginning. Now let's dive deeper. Rejection isn't just an external event. It's the interpretation you make of that event. And that interpretation is where ancient philosophy comes in full force. Rejection isn't a final judgment of your worth as a person. It's a no to that proposal, that position, that situation, at that moment. That's it. But our minds, especially when we're vulnerable, transform a situational no into an existential, you're not good enough. And that's where the danger lies. You start believing that rejection defines who you are. That's a lie. A dangerous lie that paralyzes you. Think about how many times you didn't try something because the fear of rejection was greater than the desire to achieve it. This fear doesn't come from the event itself, but from your anticipation of the pain that the negative interpretation causes. Philosophy teaches us to separate the event from our interpretation. Did the rejection happen? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. The pain is real and valid, but what does that pain mean? Here is your power. You decide what it means. It can mean I'm a failure, or it can mean this didn't work. What do I learn from this? The first option sinks you. The second propels you forward. Let's take another example. You prepared for that dream job interview. Flawless resume, you studied the company, rehearsed your answers, wore your best outfit. You gave it your all. The response comes, you weren't chosen. The sting, it hurts. You worked hard, dedicated yourself, placed your hopes there. And the no came. In that moment, your mind can race. I'm not qualified, I'm not cut out for this, I'll never get a good job. This is the destructive interpretation. It knocks you down and keeps you there. But what if you apply the lesson of control and interpretation? Did you control your preparation? Yes. Did you control your effort in the interview? Yes. Did you control the recruiter's decision? No. Did you control the competition? No. The current economy? No. Okay, so what do you do with what you control? You control your analysis of the situation. What can you learn? Were your answers clear? Did you show confidence? Was there a specific skill they were looking for that you didn't highlight? See the difference? You step out of the vicious cycle of self-pity and enter the virtuous cycle of learning and improvement. Rejection stops being an insurmountable wall and becomes a stepping stone that shows you where you need to tread more firmly, where you need to adjust your balance. It's a radical shift in perspective, and this shift, my friend, is where you begin to build your true resilience. It's not about not feeling the pain, it's about not letting the pain define you. It's about feeling it, acknowledging it, and then acting according to what you control and what you decide the experience means. This ancient philosophy, echoed in various wisdom traditions, understands that our peace of mind, our inner strength, cannot be at the mercy of external factors. If your happiness depends on the approval of others, you are doomed to an emotional roller coaster. Each yes artificially elevates you, each no throws you into the abyss. But when you anchor your worth in your actions, in your character, in your effort, things that are yours and yours alone, external rejection loses its destructive power. It can still hurt, yes, because we are human, but it doesn't annihilate you. It doesn't define your future potential. It doesn't erase your value. Your value isn't in the door that opens, but in the courage you had to knock on it. Your value isn't in the yes you receive, but in the yes you give to your own effort, to your own journey. Think of great figures in history, top athletes, successful entrepreneurs. Do you think they never heard a no? They heard no hundreds, thousands of times. The difference wasn't the absence of rejection, but their response to rejection. They used each no as feedback, as fuel, as proof that they were trying difficult things that were worthwhile. They didn't let someone else's no become their own no to their dream. This is the mindset you need to cultivate, an anti-fragile mindset, not just resilient, which returns to its original state, but anti-fragile, which strengthens with shock. Rejection doesn't break you. It reveals where you need to be stronger. It forces you to learn, to adapt, to evolve. And how do you do this in practice? How do you translate this philosophy into action when the pain of rejection is fresh? First, allow yourself to feel. Don't suppress the emotion. It's normal to feel disappointment, frustration, sadness. Give yourself time to process, but set a limit. Don't drown in it. Don't let the negative emotion turn into a destructive narrative about who you are. Feel the pain, but don't become the pain. Next, activate the lesson of control. Take a deep breath and ask, what happened that I controlled? What happened that I didn't control? Separate the cold facts from your emotional interpretations. The door closed. Fact. I'm a failure. Interpretation. See the difference? Now focus on the facts you controlled. Was your effort the maximum you could give in that moment? Was your preparation adequate? Was your attitude professional, resilient? Be honest with yourself, but without cruel self-judgment. The goal is to learn, not to punish yourself. Based on this analysis focused on what you controlled and what you can control next time, identify the learnings. What can you do differently in the next attempt? What skills can you develop? What approach can you change? This transforms rejection from a dead end into a starting point. It's the feedback you needed to calibrate your aim. And then, the most important step, act. Use the learning, adjust your strategy, and try again. Maybe not immediately on the same thing, but on something related or on another goal. Movement is crucial. Inertia is the true enemy after rejection. Staying still, dwelling, is where the destructive narrative gains strength. Acting, even if it's a small step, breaks this cycle. It shows yourself that you weren't defeated, just redirected. This journey of transforming rejection into strength isn't easy. It's a muscle you need to exercise. Each no is an opportunity to practice, to apply the lesson of control, to challenge the negative interpretation, to seek the learning, to act despite the fear. And every time you do this, you get stronger. Your resilience increases. Your confidence, the true confidence that comes from within, solidifies. You start seeing rejection not as a sign that you should stop, but as a sign that you are moving in the right direction, facing challenges that are worthwhile. Because if it were easy, everyone would do it. And if you're not facing rejection, maybe you're not trying ambitious enough things. That's a powerful perspective, isn't it? Rejection as proof that you're playing the game of life at a higher level. Let's think about different scenarios. You approached someone you were interested in, put yourself out there, were vulnerable, and heard a no. It hurts like hell. The ego swells with shame, with inadequacy. The mind screams, I'm not attractive, I'm not interesting, I'll never try again. Stop. Breathe. What did you control? Your decision to approach, your attitude in the moment, your honesty. What didn't you control? The other person's preference, their stage of life, their criteria. Okay, focus on what you control. You had the courage to try. That's a huge positive point. Most people don't even try. You took action. You showed initiative. What do you learn from this? Maybe nothing about you, but about the importance of being selective, of understanding signals, of realizing that not every door is for you. The learning here is that rejection doesn't diminish your courage or your value. It just confirms that you tried. And trying is what leads to opportunities. One person's no isn't a universal verdict on your ability to connect with anyone. It's a verdict on the connection with that person, in that moment. And the lesson is to keep trying with other people, applying the courage you've already shown you have. Or in the business world, you have an idea, you believe in it, you work on it, and you present it to investors, clients, partners, and you receive a categorical no, or worse, silence. The feeling that all that effort was in vain is overwhelming. Doubt sets in. Is my idea bad? Am I a terrible entrepreneur? Should I give up? Again, the cycle. Control. Your idea, your plan, your presentation, your pitch, your effort. Non-control. The investor's vision, market conditions, at that instant. The competition, their perception of value. What do you learn? Was the pitch clear? Did you convincingly demonstrate market potential? Was there a flaw in the business model that you didn't see? Feedback, if any, is gold. Even the absence of feedback is a type of feedback. Maybe the proposal wasn't clear enough to generate a response. Use this to refine. Your idea is not you. The rejection of your idea is not the rejection of you as a person. It's feedback on the product or the presentation, not on your intrinsic value. This distinction is vital. It allows you to iterate, adjust, and present again, perhaps to another group, with an improved approach. This ability to separate the outcome from your value is the essence of inner strength. It's what allows you to look rejection in the eye, feel the pain, but not bow to it. It's what allows you to say, okay, that didn't work, next. Not flippantly, ignoring the pain, but with determination, using the pain as a reminder that you are fighting for something that matters. Because everything that truly matters in life involves risk, involves the possibility of not working out, involves the possibility of rejection. If you only seek what is guaranteed, what is easy, you live a small life limited by fear. But if you embrace the possibility of rejection, if you see it as part of the process, as a sign that you are expanding your limits, then you open the doors to opportunities that most people will never have the courage to pursue. This is the mindset of a warrior, a builder, someone who understands that the journey is made of highs and lows, and that the lows, the rejections, are as instructive as the highs. They teach you about the world, about others, and most importantly about yourself. They reveal your strength, your ability to rise again, your determination. And this self-awareness, this inner strength forged in adversity, is one of the most valuable assets you can possess. No external success can give you the solidity that overcoming rejection provides, because external success can be taken away at any moment. But the strength you have built within yourself, that is unshakable. And this is where community comes in. You are not alone on this journey. Everyone faces rejection. It's a universal human experience. Sharing your experiences, learning from others, finding support from those who understand the struggle, this strengthens your own resilience. If what I'm saying resonates with you, if you felt this pain and want to transform this weakness into strength, show your support. Like this video. This helps this message reach more people who also need to hear this. And if you have the courage, share in the comments a rejection experience that taught you something valuable. Your story can inspire someone who is going through it right now. And if you want to keep receiving content that challenges you, motivates you, and helps you build this inner fortress, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Together we can learn to use every obstacle as a springboard. Continuing along this line of reasoning, rejection can also be a test of alignment. Sometimes, certain no means that path wasn't the right one for you, not at that moment or not with those people. And that's not a failure, it's a protection. How many times, looking back, have you realized that a door that closed directed you to a much better path? Perhaps that job you didn't get would have kept you stagnant, and the rejection forced you to seek something that challenged you and made you grow exponentially. Perhaps that relationship that didn't work out saved you from a future of unhappiness and opened you up to a much deeper and more meaningful connection. Rejection can be the universe or life telling you, not this way, there's something better waiting for you. But to see this, you need to be open, not bitter. You need to trust the process even when it hurts. You need to remember that your control is in your ability to adapt and move forward, seeking the next path, the next opportunity. This perspective requires faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your ability to learn and grow, and perhaps even a greater faith in the flow of life. It's not blind faith, but faith grounded in your own experience of overcoming. The more you practice this approach, the more you accumulate evidence that you are capable of handling adversity, that rejection doesn't break you. And with each new piece of evidence, your confidence grows. You become less reactive to pain and more proactive in seeking solutions and new paths. Rejection becomes less frightening and more informative. A traffic sign, perhaps a detour, but rarely a dead end. Think of the athlete who wasn't selected for the main team. The pain is immense. Years of training, sacrifice, and the door closes. They can give up, drown in frustration. Or they can ask, why wasn't I selected? What can I improve? They seek feedback, identify their weaknesses, speed, technique, teamwork, and dedicate the next few months to honing those areas. They use rejection as a personalized training plan. Next time, or in another opportunity, they will be faster, more skilled, a better player because of the initial rejection. They transformed pain into discipline, frustration into focus. That is the power. It's the alchemy of rejection, transforming the lead of pain into the gold of inner strength and continuous improvement. And this applies to any area of your life. In your career, in your pursuit of knowledge, in your relationships, in your personal goals, there will always be the possibility of a no. The point isn't to avoid the no, but to be prepared to use it. Equipped with the tool of control and interpretation, you become immune to the venom of rejection. You feel the sting, yes, but the venom doesn't spread. It doesn't paralyze you. You extract it, analyze it, and perhaps even use it to create an antidote for future stings. It's a strong metaphor, but it illustrates the transformative power of this approach. Many people live their lives defensively, avoiding situations where rejection is possible. They don't ask for that raise. They don't initiate that difficult conversation. They don't apply for that incredible opportunity. They don't pursue that audacious dream. Why? Fear of rejection. They are allowing the ghost of rejection to control their lives even without ever having experienced the actual event. Imagine what you are losing by anticipating the pain. How many opportunities are passing by in your life because you are trapped in the cage of fear? Ancient philosophy frees us from this cage. It tells us, do what is right, strive your best, control your intention and your action. The outcome, it is not yours to control. Free yourself from anxiety about the result and focus on the quality of your effort. When you internalize this, the fear of rejection dramatically decreases. Because even if the result is a no, you know you did your part. You acted with integrity, with courage, with effort. And that is true success. Success is not just external applause, but internal approval, the satisfaction of knowing you gave your best, regardless of what the external world decided. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to results. Of course, you want things to work out, but your peace of mind doesn't depend on it. Your motivation doesn't evaporate with a setback. Your self-esteem doesn't crumble. This is the crucial difference. You continue seeking positive results, but with a solid internal foundation that is not shaken by external storms. You become like a tree with deep roots. The wind of rejection might shake your branches, it might knock off some leaves, but it doesn't uproot you. Your roots are firm, in the ground of your character, your effort, your learning. This process of building inner strength through rejection is continuous. There is no endpoint where you become immune. There will always be new rejections, new challenges. Life guarantees that. But each time, your ability to handle them increases. You develop a kind of emotional callus, not in the sense of becoming insensitive, but in the sense that the skin of your soul becomes more resistant. You recognize the pain, but you know it is temporary. You see the obstacle, but you know it can be overcome, or bypassed, or used as a step. It is a journey of self-discovery and self-mastery. Each rejection is a lesson about the world, about others, and about the limits, or lack thereof, of your own resilience. It forces you to look inward, to question your beliefs, to adjust your expectations. And, paradoxically, by accepting the possibility of rejection and learning to use it, you become more confident, bolder, more capable of taking calculated risks in pursuit of your goals. Because the worst that can happen, the no longer has the power to destroy you. You survived it. You learned from it. You got stronger because of it. So the next time rejection knocks on your door, and it will, don't hide, don't shrink back, don't drown in self-pity. Feel the pain, yes, because it is real, but use it. Use the lesson of control. Use the lesson of interpretation. Ask yourself, what do I control here? What can I learn? How can I use this to get stronger, smarter, more prepared for the next attempt? Don't let rejection be the end of the line. Make it the springboard. Make it the feedback. Make it proof that you are trying, that you are living, that you are fighting for something that matters. Because the life worth living is the one where you take risks, where you put yourself out there, where you pursue your goals with courage and determination, regardless of the no's you encounter along the way. Rejection is not the opposite of success. It is an integral part of it. No one achieves anything significant without facing countless setbacks and refusals. The difference between those who get there and those who give up lies in how they handle rejection. Winners use it. Losers are consumed by it. The choice is yours. Will you let rejection define you as not good enough, or will you use rejection to become even better? The strength is already there inside you, waiting to be activated. Rejection is just the trigger. Use it. Remember the circle of power. What is yours to control? Your response, your attitude, your effort, your learning. Invest everything in that. What is not yours? Someone else's decision, the world's opinion, the immediate final outcome. Free yourself from the need to control the uncontrollable. This will give you incredible lightness and clarity. The pain of rejection comes largely from attachment to the outcome you don't control. Detach from the outcome and attach yourself to the process, to the effort, to the learning. That is the key. And interpretation. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be your worst enemy if you don't control it. Challenge the negative narratives that arise after rejection. I'm a failure is not a fact. It's an interpretation. Change the interpretation. This didn't work. What can I learn? This small shift in perspective changes your entire emotional state and your ability to act. It's the difference between being a victim of rejection and being the alchemist who transforms it into gold. Finally, action. Don't stand still. Use the learning. Adjust the course. Try again. Movement is the cure for the paralysis of rejection. Each small action towards your goals rebuilds your confidence and reaffirms your commitment to yourself. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. A small step is enough to break the inertia. You have the power within you to transform rejection from a paralyzing obstacle into a powerful impulse. It's a choice. It's a practice. It's an ancient path that has helped countless people forge inner strength in the face of adversity. Now it's your turn. Don't wait for the next rejection to start practicing. Start now by reviewing past rejections. What did you learn? How could you have reacted differently, focusing on what you controlled? Use these lessons to prepare for the future. Rejection is inevitable in the pursuit of a full and meaningful life. The pain is real, but temporary. The learning and strength you gain from overcoming it are permanent. Embrace the process. Use each no as a stepping stone. Build your inner fortress and show the world, and more importantly yourself, what you are truly capable of. The journey is long, but each rejection overcome leaves you stronger, wiser, and closer to becoming the most resilient and powerful version of yourself. Go forward. The next attempt is waiting, and you are more prepared than ever for it, no matter the outcome. Because now you know how to use any outcome to your advantage. The strength is in you. Use it.